The five-kingdom classification system. Invented by Carl Linnaeus. Carl Linnaeus was a scientist in the 1700s. Even though he was mostly a botanist, which meant he studied plants, he's best known for his five-kingdom classification system of living things. He's so famous that his picture even made it onto a postage stamp. When Linnaeus was working with plants, he discovered that there wasn't much of an organization system in place. He didn't really know how to name all the plants he was studying, so he decided to classify them. But his classification system went beyond plants, and he started to classify all living things. He said one time, "Let's divide living things into 5 categories. We'll call them kingdoms." Okay, so that's not an exact quote, but I'm sure he said something like that at some point. The first kingdom Linnaeus named is Monera. Organisms in this kingdom are a single cell with no nucleus. For example, bacteria. See how the DNA is just kind of in a clump throughout the cell? That's because there's no nucleus. The second kingdom is Protista. These organisms are also single cell, like Monera, but they have a nucleus and organelles. For example, amoebas. Here's a diagram of a cell that has organelles. This is an amoeba eating its food. Let's watch that again. Fungi. Fungi are multicellular, which means they have more than one cell. They're heterotrophic, which means they eat other things. And they're immobile, which means they can't move around. You can see fungi when you're walking through the forest, or maybe when your mom is making dinner. Mushrooms are considered fungi. Have you ever seen this? Mold is also a fungi. Next comes Plantae. You guessed it. This kingdom includes plants. Like fungi, plants are multicellular, but unlike fungi, plants are autotrophic, which means they make their own food from the sun. They're usually immobile. Plants don't usually get up and move around. Most of the food we eat, if it's not meat, is part of the kingdom Plantae. And finally, the fifth kingdom is Animalia. Animals are multicellular. They're heterotrophic, which means they eat other things. They're usually mobile. For example, humans. Yep, we're in this category. Some living things are included in this kingdom, even though we wouldn't normally think of them as animals. For example, in this picture, the coral that you see that the fish are swimming around, that's considered an animal too.
Mariscada da un sistema, sabes que esta mierda es buena, nena. Y mariscada da un sistema, sabes que este ritmo pega, nena.
So just to recap, there are 5 kingdoms of living things: Monera, Protista, fungi, Plantae, and Animalia.
Sabes que este ritmo pega, nena.